What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here at MattyFish33 on YouTube. Today we are going to reveal some new fish that we have gotten for our cube, and we're going to get them in here. They've been floating for a good while now, acclimating, so we're going to go ahead and just get them down in here. So I'll kind of talk about this as we go. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back, and thank you for continuing to join us on this cichlid journey. If you're new to the channel, guys, please subscribe, click that bell, get those notifications, and join us on this cichlid journey. There's plenty more to check out than just this tank if it's your first time here. We have all of the African cichlids and multiple other tanks. But without further ado, let's go ahead and unveil the new fish that we're putting into this system today. So as most of you guys already know, if you've been here before, we have our tiger bodia loach in here. We have our school of danios, which had just bred. We have our red spot severum. We have our chocolate cichlid. And hiding somewhere, we have our false tiger knifefish, our gymnotus. But they're getting some new friends and some new pals today. So let's go ahead and do that. So the first thing that we're going to go ahead and get out of here, I have a Turkana jewel, a red Turkana jewel that's going to go in here. And then I have an electric blue Akara. So we're going to go ahead and get those guys out first. Let me move this other bag over here. Alright. I also got some more red leaf. What's cool about those plants, and I'll show you them a little more close up here in a minute, but what's cool about those plants, when they're sucking a lot of nitrite or nitrates out of your water, they actually turn bright red. It's pretty, but you know, it gives you a good indicator of where your water is in terms of nitrate without actually having to test with a master test kit. So food for thought for those of you that are plant people. Also, I don't think anything that's in this tank is really going to mess with those. And they multiply pretty quickly. So good oxygenation for your water, good feeding off your nitrates and all that. But I'm rambling. Let's go ahead and get these two fish out of here. So we're going to do our electric blue Akara first. Just going to go ahead and plop him out. He's a little guy. Most of these fish that are going in today are pretty small. There's our electric blue Akara. Good colors on this guy for as small as he is right now. Let's go ahead and get our Turkana jewel out of here, who was beautiful in the store, but I think he's a little stressed out right now, so very colored down. You know, kind of to be expected, guys, with most fish, especially cichlids. You know, I would give it, you know, you see a beautiful fish in the store, unless it's an adolescent fish that's been juiced or something like that, which means it's been fed hormones to make it look like it has its adult coloration. Unless it's that deal, which I know it's not going to be from this store. They're very reputable, and I've done a lot of work with them. Unless it is that, generally within a couple days, you'll see your fish kind of color back up to what they look like in the store. So there's our Turkana jewel. Like I said, very, very faded out right now. All right, who's next? All right. So let's do our side-cheeked Elliot, which is also known as a three-spot elodie. One thing that's cool about these guys, they look very similar to firemouth cichlids, especially when they're young. However, they are very different from firemouths. These guys are very, very peaceful, considering that they are a cichlid. I've actually heard of people putting them in community tanks with swordtails and mollies, and it's no problem whatsoever. So they're one of the more peaceful cichlids that you can get. But we're going to go ahead and get this guy in here. I like the fact that he has a similar look to the firemouth, but I'm not going to have to deal with the aggressive nature of a firemouth in that sense. So our 3-spot elodie, there he goes. Good looking fish right there, guys. Alright, now I saved the 2 best things for last. Hold on, let me get some of these bags out of our way. But I saved the 2 best fish for last, guys. Alright. So, we have 3 redhead Tapaho geophagus that are going to grow up really nicely as a group together. I was actually talking to the girl at the fish store too. She has a couple of steni geophagus that she might be rehoming that aren't much larger than these guys. And if she does, I might pick up one or both of her smaller ones. That is to be determined later. We'll see. But let's go ahead and get our redhead Tapajos in here. A nice little group of 3. All right. Drop these 3 little buddies in here. These guys will be fun to watch because they're kind of going to stick and hang with each other as a little group. There we go. There's our 3 red Tapaho geophagus. And now, there's a reason why I saved this last one to be the last fish on this reveal video today. I know if those of you that have been following the channel for a while now and saw the process of getting this tank refurbished a few months ago and getting it set back up a couple months ago, you know that this is the 2nd time I am stocking this tank. We have half of our survivors from an anomalous outbreak that unfortunately happened about a month after we had set this tank up, maybe 3 weeks or so. But we had had an outbreak of Epistalis, and it's now been about 5 weeks since then, and everything has been doing amazing in here. Like I said, the danios have bred. But anyways, unfortunately, we did have like a 13 or 14 inch fire eel, and that fire eel unfortunately fell ill when we had that outbreak, and I could not save him. However, I said at the time when it happened, I said, it's probably going to be a while before I get another eel and all that, but be careful what you say, guys. So, this one is barely maybe 30% of the size of the original fire eel, but I think it's a good thing. He's smaller, he's going to get to grow a little bit more, and at the store they said he's already eating bloodworms and some pellets, which is great because that's what I'm feeding in this tank for a lot of these fish actually. Now, they do get a variegated diet in that sense, but the tiger knife that's in here, I've literally only ever seen him eat bloodworms, so I do feed bloodworms with each feeding as well. So if this guy's already eating bloodworms, even though he's smaller, hopefully him eating shouldn't be too much of an issue. I know that can be an issue with these guys at this size. And I got a fantastic deal on this fish from my friends over at Capital Exotic Fish in the DC area here. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get our new fire eel out and into the tank. You see, guys, like I said, he's nowhere near as big as his original counterpart. This guy is probably about 5.5 or 6 inches maybe. But I got a fantastic deal on him because normally this store does not get fire eels in at this size, and I guess what had happened is they had ordered several fire eels, like 3 or 4 of them, and they were all supposed to be in like the 9 to 12 inch range, and this little guy came in, so they were selling him at a pretty nice and attractive price, which hence the reason why I said be careful what you say, because this is one of those moments where the opportunity was right, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And here's the other thing, because this guy's smaller, we're going to try it without putting a net on top of this. He was actually in a tank that was topless at the store, and they weren't having any issue with that. And he's got plenty of place to hide, so I don't think that we're going to have an issue. If it becomes an issue, we will absolutely close this tank back up fully with netting. But for now, we're going to try this and see how this goes. So let's get our little fire eel in here. Pretty little guy. Chonky little fella too, so that's good. He's definitely been eating well. There he goes. And I guess I got some free stratum with him too. Oh man, I'm not even trying. Oh, I think I saw where he went. But I wouldn't expect to see him for a little bit. He's probably gonna go hide and make himself situated. Let's see if we can get a better view of some of these fish that I unboxed for you guys today. There's our group of Geophagus, and our electric blue Acara is back there as well. There is our 3-spot Elodie. Can't wait to see that one color up. It's gonna be pretty, pretty, pretty. And let's see if we can find our Turkana Jewel. There's our Turkana Jewel. Like I said, very stressed out, very colored down right now, but you can see it's getting a little more rosy. Some of that color is coming back. And then I think our fire eel just kind of went like straight into the rock over here that's on top of this big piece of driftwood. Let's see if we can get a view of him. Not sure how easy this is or isn't going to be. Maybe not. I'm not sure, guys. Let's see. It's very, very hard to get a good view of this, given where he kind of went. Let's see if maybe I can stick my phone back there and give you guys a view. I'm gonna have to find out later if I was actually able to capture this. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comments below before I actually watch it. I think he went right down in there. So he's somewhere in there. I know this guy was kind of shy at the store too, so we'll have to get him used to once he gets acclimated to coming out more and everything like that. Like literally, I thought that the fish was sold when I was at the store. I couldn't even see him in the tank. He was just burying himself. But he was in fact in there, so we did go ahead and get them. But, you know, I think we're going to wait another month and a half or so maybe before we add any other fish to this system again. And I think we're probably only going to add maybe 2 or 3 other fish to this system, guys. And then we're going to call this complete and watch these guys grow. Also, little opportunity right now for a quick little update. So as you see, we have our sump. I need to go ahead and fix this. These socks are clogged, so it's just flowing out the top. I'm going to go ahead and fix that today too, and then this water level is going to come back up. But all of our main bio is submerged, so it's not a big deal. The bio balls, they're just kind of there, in my opinion, you know, so like not really hurting anything in that sense. Also, this carbon is still here from when we had removed and did water change after the epistalis treatment. And then we flushed, rinsed, and put new carbon, and it's here because now that the driftwood is fully submerged, I just want to try and pull some of the tannins out of the water, but not all of them, so it's not a whole heck of a lot of carbon, because you can see there is a slight bit of a tint to the water, and that's the tannins coming out of this driftwood that I have in here, guys. But I wanted to show you real quick a little update on what I really am starting to believe are actually giant danio babies, because I think that that's what these are. Yep, you can see the little lines right there. So our danios had babies, and these guys have been in here now. I just kind of left them in the sump because I felt like it was the safest place for them, and they've actually been thriving. There are some that are over on this side too. But these guys have actually been thriving in here, and they're almost big enough that I might pull them out and put them in the guppy tank temporarily. But I mean, in all honesty, like, this is going to be no different than them going in a guppy tank. But, you know, I think Jake from Small Fish said he might take some of these off my hands. But, you know, we'll just kind of have to see. So I haven't really been feeding these guys, but they're definitely eating. I'm assuming they're feeding off of detritus and whatever might make its way down into the sump. Which is fine, because I think that at this size, you know, that's a good thing for them. But just a little update on the babies, little update on the aquarium, and now you can see so that 3-spot's kind of getting some of his coloration back, and you can see how he's kind of similar to a firemouth. But we're gonna go ahead and turn these lights out here in a minute and let these guys all kind of chill and get themselves acclimated, and hopefully later tonight maybe the fire eel will come back out and maybe we can get a little better video of him. But thank you guys for everything you do supporting this channel and watching. Couldn't do this stuff without you guys, and like I say many times, I do this for you guys. This is about education and sharing this hobby with everybody and connecting with other hobbyists and professionals alike in that sense. So we are going to proceed to, real quick, I want to show you guys. We are going to proceed here very soon. So I got my egg crate, which I need to cut, but that is going to go on the bottom of the 112 when we do this rescape. I haven't turned these lights on yet, but as you can see, these guys have dug themselves a very large cave system, and we're down to the glass here. So I want to go ahead and just put that egg crate in there, reshuffle the rocks, maybe give the rocks a little bit more height, maybe even add some. We'll see, guys, but look out for that. That's coming up. We're going to do the rescape on the 112. Here, let me turn the lights on for you guys right quick. There we go. So, you know, you can see a lot of these rocks have gotten buried, dug under, found their way all the way down. I mean, these guys have a very extensive cave system for themselves down in here, as you can see. It looks like a lot of flat and low terrain, but I mean, there's a ton of spots for these guys to go and hide out in down in here. But I want to make it better, and that's what we're going to do, so be on the lookout for that. Hopefully we're going to do that here this week too. We will see. But guys, again, thank you for joining us for the release of the new fish into the cube, into the system. Again, our 3 red Tapajo Geophagus, our 3-spot Elodie, our electric blue Acara, our red Turkana Jewel, and then, of course, our baby fire eel, which is still hiding back there. So, but thank you guys, and again, please click to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. Join us along on this cichlid journey, and I will see you guys in the next video. Matty Fish out.